Hello and welcome everybody back to the Pulse here with PeakBot. I am Dillon, co-founder of PeakBot, joined by my co-founder and co-host Ben. Ben, how you doing this morning?
Fantastic. We're back to another full week, which is nice after 2 abbreviated weeks due to the holidays.
Yeah, that's right. And we love the holidays and all, but we also love a full week of trading. So excited to be back with a full week of premiums. So this morning's show, standard agenda for the most part. We're going to be, I'll be handing it over to Ben to take a look at a couple charts. We will go through how we pull our watch list. Ben does that for us every week. We'll take a look at a few things, and from there, we will go over my portfolio and some changes we made. I broke my rules last week on my picks. I went outside my 1.5% cap in premium paid, and well, I paid for it. My selections weren't all that great last week, so it's okay. We're still learning passive income every week, so I'll dig out of this little hole I built for myself. But from there, of course, if there are questions, we highly encourage you ask them. Literally anything. Most platforms in our space aren't as transparent as us. We'll just say it. So absolutely any questions you have on how our bot works, how our platform works. If you want to take a look at a certain stock chart and get our analysis on it, of course, it's not financial advice. We're happy to do it. And below on the ticker going across the bottom of the screen, of course, ask your questions in the chat, or you can text or call us at the number on the screen. And you can even schedule your personal demo at the link below. So
yeah, if you want a chance to talk back, talk to Dillon directly.
Yeah,
Schedule that demo.
Yep, absolutely. We can make sure you're feeling fully comfortable with how everything works. And of course, we have a 2-week free trial. No credit card needed. Just getting connected to your broker like Tradier and a few others. So, Ben, with all that said, I'll hand it over to you, and we'll get into it.
Awesome. I'm going to pull up the watch list. We'll start there this week. And I just want to mention that if you were trading last week, if you were trading the wheel strategy, whether manually or automated with PeakBot, there were a lot of assignments. And Dillon, you talk to people all the time that are trading with PeakBot. People tend to kind of freak out a little bit about assignments, but really there's no reason to freak out. If you're trading companies that you're comfortable owning, and you're confident in the strategy long term, then there's really nothing to worry about. But I did want to note that if you did get assigned, you are now going to start selling either covered calls if you're unhedged, or you'll sell call spreads if you are hedged. If you want that kind of detail to determine what your estimated premium is for this week, now we're showing here the estimated net premium on this watch list for the put side. Now, it's going to vary slightly, especially if you're on the hedged wheel. It's going to vary slightly if you're on the call side, because on the call side, we're selling the 50 delta and we're buying the 20 delta. So to get that information, just follow this line right here, looking for a more detailed watch list, follow the lines. So let's follow those lines to the right. If anybody has an idea of a better system that we can run for this, that would be great because this is kind of annoying. But we also don't want, 6 different tabs at the top of the watch list here. So let's just take Marathon, since it's at the top of the list. Marathon's been owning the top spot, by the way, for the past couple of weeks. But if we want to see what Marathon's estimated premium payout for the call side is, we see the put spread data here, and we can see the call spread data further to the right. So we're estimating that we're going to sell the 25 strike and we're going to buy the 31.50 strike. So that's a pretty wide range there. That tells me that the stock's pretty volatile, or at least there's high implied volatility. We're going to get paid out an estimated $137 in net premium. So that's actually more premium than on the put side. But that's because, we're selling pretty much at the money strike. We're selling at the 50 delta. So we want it basically to be a coin flip, whether you stay in this position or you get those shares called away by the end of the week and you start back over on the put side. It gives you a little bit more downside protection in case you don't get those shares called away and you're still holding. Maybe you see a small unrealized loss. So this extra premium is meant to offset some smaller unrealized loss. Now, if Marathon has a great week, which we've seen a couple of stocks in recent history, where a lot of traders are on the call side, selling these call credit spreads. We've seen a lot of stocks actually have a great week, shoot up in price. You make money on the premium, your shares get called away, but then on this bought call, you're making even more money. Like I know recently that happened to, I know Upstart was one, and I think, I want to say Affirm was the other one, and I might be wrong in that, or Sunrun, ticker RUN. And I know I was personally in that, and I had like a 850% gain on my bought call. So there's two ways for you to make money on the call side, while still protecting you from some part of the downside with additional premium. So if you are on the call side this week, no need to fear. Again, you should be looking into these companies, trading companies that you're comfortable with, companies that you believe in. All while earning premiums. Premiums is the name of the game, right? We might have some small unrealized gains or losses along the way, but as long as we're collecting that premium, that rent, if we think about it in terms of a rental property each week, then we're setting ourselves up for success in the long run. So if you're wondering how we put this together, this watch list, or how you could potentially get your own data and slice and dice that data in whatever way you want to, not just the way that we do, you can head over to barchart.com. This is what we do. We go to Barchart, we go to options, we click most active options, and then we're presented with a table here. And all we do is we just click download, and then this whole table will download. I'm not going to do it now just for the sake of time, but this whole table will download, and then we just filter out some stocks from this list. First of all, we'll filter by options volume. So if the volume is below 20,000, we're going to exclude that from our list. We want enough liquidity in these options to where we get a good fill price. And we know that there's going to be many people on PeakBot trading the same stocks, automating the same stocks. So we want to make sure there's enough liquidity for PeakBot traders to get equal prices across the board. The second filter that we apply is on stock price. So you can see the last column here, the last trade price. We're typically looking for stocks trading under $100. There will be some exceptions. Like you'll notice right off the bat, we've got Coinbase here trading at, where's the stock price here?
153 to the
153. Right. I don't know why I was just blind to that.
So right.
Coinbase is trading at around 153, 154. That's well above our $100 threshold. It's there by popular demand. We've had, we took it off of the list for, I think, a day, and the amount of people reaching out to us asking where Coinbase went was crazy. So that's the kind of response that we want to give at PeakBot too, right? Like if there's a stock that's not on our watch list that you want to see on there, let us know. We might add it as long as there's enough volume, enough liquidity, and it provides weekly options. Then there's a good chance that we'll add that ticker to our watch list. So anyways, that's how we filter out this table from barchart.com. And then we usually, based on that, we usually land anywhere between 75 to 125 stocks that actually make it onto the list. We do also, once we apply our calculations, we do remove any stocks that are paying out less than $10 in estimated net premium. And any stocks that are trading below $10 usually don't make their way onto the list. So that's how you can put together this data yourself. That's how we put together our data. Reminder, we've got a new feature that we've added to the watch list. We've got this trend direction. So if you want more details on the trend direction, again, you could follow the lines to the right, and you can see here, trend is mentioned right here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. So a bullish trend is triggered if the 67-day EMA has trended up 2 of the last 3 days and 6 out of the last 10 trading days. Now, if the exact opposite happens, we'll call that a bearish trend. If neither of those happen, we'll call it neutral. So this is just an extra bit of information that you can use when setting up your positions. So that way, you can, again, use that as an aid. We know that if you're on the put side, that's a bullish to neutral trend. If you're on the call side, that's a bearish to neutral trend. So this column here is meant to help out just a little bit. Now, one other thing that we like to do at PeakBot, and of course, we always encourage everybody to perform their own research, their own due diligence. We're not financial advisors, not financial advice, but a practice that we like to follow through at PeakBot with is we like to go over to our Tradier account. I'm going to pull up Upstart right now. Upstart is towards the top of the watch list. It's at number 5 currently. So estimated to pay out about a 1.6% return in premiums on cash needed this week. So we're going to look at the chart, and I'm just going to talk about a little bit what I do. I like to look at the 1-month chart, and we can see the 1-month chart is pretty choppy right now.
Zoom in a little.
Yeah, I can zoom in. Pretty choppy. We had this big jump up in December, and we went from, trading around $35, $36, $37 up to $49.50, almost $50 at the top of the range here. And then since then, we've been skidding back down. It looks like we've dropped like 30%, 30-ish% since that time. So it looks like, at least in the short term, in the last week and a half or so, we're on a strong downward trend. Now, Tradier has a cool tool built in. It's a technical analysis tool. Right now, it defaults to 15 minutes. I like to change this to 1 week. And when we change that, not much changed on this gauge actually, but based on technical indicators, Tradier is giving us, an estimate again that on which direction the stock price is, potentially going to move. So we've got 9 sell indicators. We got 9 neutral indicators here, and we got 6 buy indicators for Upstart. So overall, given the trend, trending downward on the chart, and the technical analysis is kind of telling us sell, I would caution against Upstart. If we look at our PeakBot trend, we're showing Upstart as neutral. Again, this downward trend has only started in the last week and a half or so. So if that trend continues, this neutral will likely change to a bearish trend pretty soon. So neutral, again, the wheel strategy, it works on a neutral price in either direction. But if you're on the put side, you want to be bullish to neutral. This looks more bearish to neutral. So if you're on the call side, probably a good week to trade Upstart there. To keep going, I wanted to bring up a ticker. I wanted to bring up Norwegian Cruise Lines, ticker NCLH. So I've got the chart here, but the reason I wanted to bring it up is because commonly, and this is what's happening, at least in our watch list, if you search for NCLH on the hedged watch list or just on the normal wheel watch list here, you're not going to find it. And you're typically not going to find it either because of stock price or because it's not paying out enough in net premium. However, if you're trading the wheel unhedged, you will find NCLH on this list. And you can see that it's trading at $17.80 right now, and that the estimated premium is $16. Now, I just wanted to point out that it is possible for a stock to appear on the unhedged watch list and not appear on the hedged watch list. So what this is telling me right now is, out of this $16 in premium, that's just for the cash secured put side. That's telling me that we're going to be paying more than $6 for a hedge, meaning, we'll have less than $10 of premium to work with. Then at that point, you have to ask yourself, well, is it worth it after trading fees? And after paying out for my hedge, is it worth it to even make that trade? So again, our filter for the watch list is $10 in premium. That's the minimum that we want to show on the hedged side. So if it's not there, we won't show it. But I'll pull up this chart anyway. We'll take a look. Again, we're going to change it to the 1-month chart. It looks pretty similar to Upstart. And I've got a feeling that this is kind of mirroring what's happened in the market over the past week or so. The first trading days of 2024 have not been too friendly to traders. So this is kind of the trend that we're seeing right now, kind of flattened out down here. I'm looking at the 1 week. The profile on Tradier actually shows a bit of a buy on the 1 week, and we can see over the past week there's been a slight trend upward. Still, I'd still say be cautious. We're not showing this on the hedge watch list for a reason. Not really high enough premium payout, but still wanted to call that out. Next stock, and probably final stock that we'll look at here, is RIVN, ticker RIVN. Going to switch over to the month. Similar chart again. We see this decline happening pretty much as soon as the new year turned over. So first trading day in 2024, not that great. We're going to look at the technical analysis. We're going to switch that to a week, and we are sitting on a 13 sell signals, 9 neutral, 2 buy. So if you are on the call side of that, looking okay. If you're on the put side of that, I'll just switch back to our watch list. We've got a neutral signal on this right now. So, with that put spread, with the cash secured put, there is a bit of buffer built in, right? We're selling at the 30 delta. So there's still a 70% chance statistically that that position will not end up in the money. Even if the stock price decreases, we would need the stock price to decrease below $18 in this case. That's where our estimated strike price is for RIVN. Currently, it's trading at $19. So when you do the math there, that's a little bit over a 5% decrease. So that kind of covers the watch list and some premiums that are estimated to be paid out this week, some charting. Dillon, I'm going to hand it over to you to talk through your portfolio and how to automate all of this.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for the analysis. Again, if anybody wants to see any additional charts, just throw it in the chat. We can pull that back up and go through it for you. Yeah, I'll pull up my screen here and we'll get into it. So again, for anybody who may be newer to the show or isn't all that familiar, this is the new PeakBot layout. Got a little bit of a facelift here, and we're getting great feedback. Everybody loves the new layout. If you can't tell, we wanted to make it the same user experience, but we wanted to just bring it into the 21st century a little bit. And we wanted to make sure there's a graph showing you your premiums and everything else. And of course, the coveted light mode and dark mode. Ben, you like light or dark mode better?
I've been finding myself going with light mode more recently, but I think that's just because it's new. Yeah, I am a dark mode kind of guy.
Okay. So same answer for me, actually. I'm going to stick with light mode here for today's show. So we'll take a look at things. As Ben mentioned, first week of 2024 market wasn't doing a whole lot of favors for the bulls anyway. But what we'll do is we'll take a look at a few things. So with Affirm, I was trading this. These are the 3 stocks that I traded last week. So with Affirm, I actually ended up being assigned. So I own those shares currently, 100 shares of Affirm, and I'm going to keep rolling with it. I like where it's at on the watch list. If we take a look here, Affirm is still trading right above 1.5% this week, technically outside of my parameters where I typically like to stay within of a 0.5% to 1.5%. But since I own the shares, I'm going to be more focused on the call side of things here. My new strike price will be $43.50 with the bought call at $47.50. And I'm going to make an estimated $108 in premium this week on the call side of things. So my current cost per share here is $44 per share. So if we can get back above the $43.50, we'll sell and we'll collect premium while we're doing it. So excited to keep running with a firm. I will not say the same thing about Upstart and Wayfair. So I was actually assigned these two 2 weeks ago, and I'm finding myself in a little bit of a hole. We're all about transparency here. So Upstart, I believe when I selected it, I came outside of my rules, and they were trading just a little above the 1.5%. I'm actually down 19% on my Upstart position. As Ben was reviewing the chart earlier, we saw that I think it's lost almost 30% in total. So the market value right now, it's trading at $33.24. My cost per share is $41.22. So down over 19% on that position. When we take a look at it on the watch list here, it is above my threshold for premium, and we're trending in a neutral trend. So again, I try to stay bullish in this area. I'm not only going to drop Upstart from my portfolio, I'm also going to sell the shares. I'm going to manually go into my account and sell these shares to get rid of the position, take my loss, and just move on to another stock. Because again, the mentality here for the wheel strategy is you're collecting rent wherever you are. You're going to be making commission. If you don't feel as good about Upstart as you do about another stock, then get rid of it. Don't worry about the hole you're in. You're going to go make premium wherever you feel most comfortable. So I'm going to get rid of Upstart here. We're going to go ahead and remove that and save. Upstart's gone. We're going to do a similar thing with Wayfair. So on Wayfair, I'm down just under 11% on that position. It's trading at 55.36, and my cost per share is 62.16. So when we take a look at Wayfair on the watch list here, it's another neutral stock. If I was to keep rolling with this, I'd be looking at the call side of things here, with my strike price being at 56. Again, it's trading at 55.36. There's a good chance that I can get above that, but with a neutral trend, I'm going to ditch it here, and we're going to get somewhere else. So I'm going to remove Wayfair. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm also selling those shares, getting rid of them. I didn't stick to my rules. I don't want to be haunted by the spirits of Upstart and Wayfair and my decision of breaking my rules there. So I'm going to get rid of those, and I'm going to replace them with a couple stocks that I feel better about. As you can tell, I have a good amount of room to work with now. In my trading account, I have about $14,000. So I got 10K to get going here just about. So here's what we're going to do. I was taking a look at Sunrun. So if we take a look here at Sunrun on the watch list, we are trending bullish. It's currently trading at 16.16. The sold strike price is at $15. The hedge, or the bought strike price, is at $13.50. So really that means I'm only risking $150 on this contract this week. Only need $1,500 to open the contract, and it's paying $20 in premium, which is a 1.33% return. So I'm actually going to double up. Go ahead.
That's a pretty decent gap between the current stock price and where we're selling the put strike, right? Like it's trading at 16. Was that 16.16?
Yeah. So we got $1.16 in between.
Yeah, I'm just quick math off the top of my head here. That's probably like 7 or 8%. So,
yep.
That's what we're saying here is Sunrun can, like, the stock price could decrease 7% this week, and we'll still win.
Still not getting assigned.
Yeah, that's sounds like a good deal to me. I like trading Sunrun. I've been automating Sunrun for quite a while now.
Excellent. So I'm going to join the bandwagon here. So in order to add a stock to our portfolio, again, PeakBot executes the trades for you. All you got to do is set it up, and our bots handle the rest. So 3 steps. We made this so easy that you can't mess it up. Okay, you could, but not likely. So 3 steps. Select the bot you want to use. Of course, we've been all things wheel here. Step 2 is select your stock. I'm going to type in Sunrun. You can type in the stock or just the ticker. Either way, it's going to show up for you. And instead of one contract, which is what you guys normally see me do, I'm going to do two here and allocate just around $3,000 to get that active. So I'm going to click activate on Sunrun, and those stocks are now added in to my automated portfolio here. So since we got rid of Wayfair and Upstart, we still got some room. We're going to take a look at another stock on the watch list, one that maybe more people are familiar with, the TQs. So nice thing about TQQ is there's no earnings date. Of course, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm the layman in the group here. Would this be called an index fund?
No.
ETF?
ETF.
ETF. Sorry, I get those two mixed up. And again, I'm showing my colors here, but that's okay. I'm not the nerd who coded these algorithms. I'm the everyday guy who made 30% last year, by the way. All right, first time ever. So taking a look at TQQs, trading at 45.98. Our strike price is 44.50. Again, I feel pretty good about the distance between those, the current stock price and the strike. Our bought strike is at $42, which means I'm only risking $250 on this contract. It's going to take about $44.50 to enter. It's a $37 premium payout, which is a 0.83% return on my cash. So we're going to come back here. We're going to add TQQ, and we are going to be on with it. And I believe I have one more stock to add. So we're just going to do one contract there. Going to hit activate, and we are official and ready to go there. So now the last stock I'm going to add, I'm going to move down even just a little bit more here. We're going to the old trusty steed, Gap. Okay. Gap's been around our whole lives. I don't think it's going anywhere. I still do. I think I get my jeans at the Gap. Judge me all you want. I'm a Gap jeans guy. So the stock currently is trading at $20.79. Our strike prices are 20 and 19, which means small spread here. We're only risking $100 on this contract on the put side. Going to need $2,000 to enter the contract, which is paying a $13 premium, which is a 0.65% return on my cash. So I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to get Gap added. I could have added them together since I'm doing the same amount of contracts, but I didn't. And we are going to be off to the races with Gap. So that's what my portfolio looks like for this week. I'm selling a call credit spread on a firm with the hedge, of course, and then technically four credit spreads between Gap, 2 runs, and 1 TQQ. So that is my portfolio for the week. Hoping for a better week than last week. But again, regardless, I'm here to collect premium. So long-term strategy, we're going to stick with it. And so that's it. So anything else, Ben?
No, ready for another week of automation.
Ready for another week of automation and exploration here with PeakBot. So again, appreciate everybody's time. If you haven't tried out PeakBot, honestly, don't really know what you're waiting for. We're the only platform who really makes this easy, affordable, and transparent for the everyday person. Of course, this is great for the active trader, right? If you can stare at a stock chart all day, fantastic. Good for you. No reason this shouldn't be operating for you in the background. Hello, AF. See you in the chat. Just logged in. Unfortunately, we're toward the end of our show here. Unless you have a quick comment or question or something you want us to go over or look at, if so, we're here for you. But as I was saying, and he's got a question, bring it in. As I was saying with PeakBot, we offer a 2-week free trial. We are here to generate passive income. We're not trying to hit home runs here. We're trying to get on base, hit singles, right? If we can make you 0.5% a week, we're thrilled. We're more than thrilled, right? Because at the end of the year, now you're looking at a 25, 26, 30% return. So, oh man, this question. All right, let's throw that up on screen. So, do you know when the transition will happen to Schwab? This is the most popular question we receive, at least over the last few months. The The short answer is we're getting up on Schwab. The exact date, we're not exactly sure. Ben, maybe do you want to provide some color to that?
Yeah. So if you're asking related to your specific account, Schwab and TD will let you know with months, of preparation. So they'll let you know. I know that some emails have been sent out for people transitioning or merging over in March. So those emails have been sent out. So those people have a couple of months to prepare for that. There have been mergers happening over the past year. I think mergers started happening Memorial Day weekend in 2023. And then every long weekend since then, there have been larger mergers. There was a big merger on November 3rd. So if your TD account is not already transitioned over into a Schwab account, they will let you know. And you'll know when you log into your TD when that there'll be a banner there. There'll be text letting you know when that happens. So that's from the individual account side. From the PeakBot side, I talk to Schwab every week. Unfortunately, I don't even think they have a timeline themselves as to when they're planning on allowing third-party access. They have to provide third-party developers like PeakBot with the proper documentation, so that way we can integrate with them and we can do everything that we need to do in order to automate trades for all you guys. So that documentation is still being worked on. We are first on the list. We'll be part of the first tranche of developers that get that documentation. We were commercial developers with TD. That commercial developer status is transitioning over to Schwab. So that puts us towards the top of the list. So as soon as we have more information, we'll absolutely spread that information out. But until then, it's kind of just a waiting game. And yeah, you could create an account in TD and then they'll transition to Schwab. If you go through the normal steps to create an account with TD right now, it'll redirect you to Schwab. On the sign up page though, there is a link. I don't know, Dylan, if you could bring that up real quick.
I'm gonna try and find it now.
But there is another link on that page. What we've been guiding people to do is, if you really want the Thinkorswim platform, if you really want TD or Schwab, you could absolutely make an account when that's ready. But for now, I would say give Tradier a try, right? The option fees are cheaper with Tradier. And there is a $10 a month Tradier Pro option, which actually, if you're trading enough options, it negates any fees on options. All you have to do is pay that $10 fee. Then you can trade as many option contracts as you want, and there's no commission there. So I use both transparently, right? I'm on Tradier and TD, but I definitely pay way less fees on Tradier. I have the Tradier Pro subscription. So any large volume contracts, I'm using Tradier.
Excellent. So yeah, I did find the link. I'll throw it in the chat here for you.
Dylan, I think you need to share screen, because I think even if you type that link in, it might direct you to Schwab.
Okay.
Yeah, like on the login, or the sign up page on TD.
Yep.
It's like a link in like the extra text that nobody reads.
Okay. So I clicked on create a TDA account. And we'll be brief here because our friends here at the Tradier Hub are the ones hosting this show. So if you go to this link right here, open your account, start your application. This is where it would bring you to open up a Schwab account. If you click on individual, however, you'll see the button turn green. You can click on open an individual account. And I'm just going to throw this in the chat here. So this is where you can start filling out your information. This should be creating a TD Ameritrade account for you. So if you have direct questions and we want to discuss this more, AF in the chat, just text or call us, and we can walk you through getting any account that you prefer set up. Again, Tradier is a great platform. Lower fees, as Ben mentioned, and you won't have to worry about any transition as of right now. So I'm going to put our number in the chat. Reach out to us. This is our direct contact line, and we can set up a call for you. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. We can get more into it on a one-off call. But yeah, I guess just to wrap things up here, again, 2-week free trial, no credit card needed. Get connected to your broker and let the bot do the rest. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice, but we can provide you a watch list to select from. We lay out all the information, as you can see, what you're risking, what you're being paid in premium, etc. It's all there for you. So we want to make automated options selling easy for the everyday person. So without further ado, I believe we will sign off here. We'll be back next week. Normal time, normal day, Monday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And until then, best of luck. Happy trading out there. And we'll see you at the peak. Take care. Good luck.